Multiplying by 15 feels much harder than multiplying by 1.5.
In 500 years, your descendants will be able to download AI version of you and video chat with you as if you were alive.
One of the more subtle losses we've had in the shift from newspapers to smartphones is how we've lost the ability to fluff our newspapers sarcastically at one another.
All humans laugh in the same language.
People love when your pet is a derp, but if your child is a derp, everyone gets all weird and uncomfortable about it.
Eating before going to bed at night is bad, but it's hard to fall asleep with empty stomach.
Everyone is so calm about the fact that there is something in the sky that can blind us.
Parents are allowed to be hypocrites.
Dogs have likely witnessed a significant number of marital affairs.
More kids wanted to become archaeologists in the 80s and early 90s than any other generation because of Indiana Jones.
When new movies or TV shows do a throwback scene of someone's parents, it's no longer showing them in the 70s or 80s, but rather the 90s or early 2000s.
It's amazing that BJS.com is a totally SFW website.
The only way to be 100% safe from a meteorite falling on you is to be standing on the meteorite.
People prefer to buy cheap stuff, but own expensive stuff.
Technically speaking, Austria started both world wars.
We are all unwilling participants in some random person's selfies.
The world's tragedies are presented to us as entertainment.
Podcasts by experts are not as popular as clueless people's opinions on their podcast.
Johnny Sins and Agent 47 have the same amount of occupations.
Now for a quick break. Stay tuned for more shower thoughts. Our whole lives we fight the Earth's gravity from dragging us down, only to inevitably be claimed and swallowed whole.
Dressing is liquid seasoning.
Brutality is the language of cowards.
One starts with a W sound.
At night, the world casts its shadow on you.
Your cat's family tree is way bigger than yours.
Grandparents often complain about how easy our lives are, even though they were the generation that made our lives easier.
The part we hate most about reading books is building up the motivation to start reading them.
Dreams are quite similar to AI-generated videos.
The addiction to online content Generation Z suffers from is still too recent to see its effects in full picture. It's quite possible that in 2080 we'll have an elderly population with a severe spike in dementia and Alzheimer cases. I'm Montgomery Jones.
And I'm Amalia Dupre. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll be back tomorrow with more mind-bending shower thoughts. Goodbye for now. If you liked this podcast, check out our other podcast, Daily Facts. This podcast gives you interesting tidbits of information to impress your friends, family, and colleagues with. So get smarter in less than 10 minutes a day. Just search for Daily Facts in your podcast app or check the show notes page for the link. This podcast was produced by Klassic Studios. Please see the show notes page for source credits.